Hello everybody, this is Ghetto Mozart. We're playing some Schedule 1 today. I'm on my main world, and I have just remodeled my bungalow. And I'd like to share it with you. The goal with this was really just to get a mix that I could... Here's the final product here. The goals were to make a cheap and easy mix that gives athletic, energizing, sneaky, and anti-gravity. So, I used an online calculator. There's some pretty nice ones out there, but yeah, I just entered these effects I wanted, and it gave me a mix, or a list of mixes that I could use. This one only uses 4 mixing ingredients. Here it is if you want to try it out yourself. Number 1, kook. 2, donut. 3, energy drink. 4, mouthwash. So we'll go ahead and mix that real quick, just to show you. So first, kook. Now these are all going to have different names on your worlds, but second, donut. After that, energy drink. And this is just OG Kush, the cheapest strain. And then the last one is mouthwash. And I've named it Delivery Mix. You can name whatever you want. But yeah, I keep this at, I don't make any my first time around, I should backpedal. My first time around, I did use PGR, so this is why it's poor quality. But now I'm using nothing, just seeds and soil. So yeah, let me break this down a little bit. I have 1 chemist, I have 1 cleaner, and I have 1 botanist. And then we have 2 handlers. Alright, so again, the goal here was to just automate some delivery mix, which, you know, you only use 1 or 2 a night, at least I do, if that. So we're not going to need it much. So the second goal of this project was actually just to create product. We'll probably end up just giving this to Benji because it's going to be just standard quality. But yeah, so we're just bricking OG Kush, and then when we want to, we're turning on all these for our delivery mix. So just to demonstrate this, I've unassigned the bed of our chemist, but here's what he's assigned. He's of course got all 4 of the mixers. Kook for mixer 1, mixer 2, donut, so on and so forth, energy drink, and mouthwash. But we will assign him his bed back. Here's your bed back guy. Alright. That is Walter. And then Eric here, we've also unassigned. Now Eric, let's run down his routes. You see this, since the last patch, all the loading docks have been fixed. You've always been able to do this at the bungalow though. So directly from the loading dock, Eric is going to be loading the mixing stations. So the first, get out of the way there guy. The first one, of course, just going to only allow kook. Now I've went over this in a few of my videos now. This is how I'm automating right now. I'm using the version 1 mixers. We have to set that threshold to 10, and then before you start any process, we want to make sure that you have 1 of whatever mixing ingredient is in there. I'll try to remember to leave a link to a video explaining that more in depth. But yeah, that is, get out of the way there guy. That is what Eric's doing. And then he's also taking from this small storage rack to mixer 1. So he's got a few jobs. Now here's what I do. I turn these guys off. That's why they didn't have a bed assigned. So I'm going to go ahead and reassign them beds. Let's go over the botanist. He's just got air pots, no drying racks, no nothing. 3 on this wall, 3 on this wall, 2 on that. I've turned the jukebox off, although I absolutely love these. Whenever I walk over this way, I think Molly over there is bumping. So sometimes it sounds kind of funny. These racks aren't in use, I just kind of thought it looked cool. So also our cleaner. Where's he at? Our cleaner Ryan. This is a different Ryan. than the cheater Ryan, but that's also Ryan. We have just one trash can, because botanists do leave a mess with their supplies. Oh, he's gonna come pick up that bag. While chemists actually do not leave any messes right now. I'm gonna guess that that's gonna change, but we'll have 2 extra trash can slots in case we need them on that guy. Okay, and then on to our last packer, the one that's been working. We have a brick press for her, and then we got several routes. It looks confusing, but let's just break it down real quick. This loading dock and this loading dock unload directly from the loading bay to this storage rack. And this is the supplies for our botanist, right here. So in addition to that, Deborah also has, this is just an extra storage rack, just full of seeds and soil, and that's all it's on this too. I have these labels. I forgot I made some signs up here. Botany supplies to number 2. Botany supplies. Alright. And then also, directly from the loading dock, she is loading this second storage rack. So as a backup. And priority does matter for routes. She'll try this one first, then this, and then somewhere in between, if she gets a task for this, she'll go back to this as well. So this is very last. This is second to last. This is the brick press from this small storage shelf. And actually she's taking from this small storage shelf and moving it there too. And lastly, this small storage shelf is where all the pots, all the output is going for our botanist from the pots. Alright, so that's just a breakdown. I do have, Michael, get out of the way. I do have PGR as an additive, but I haven't been including it. And if it's not included on the shelf, he'll still just plant, even if he doesn't have any of these additives, as long as he has seeds and soil. So that's why that's working. If we ever want to add in back PGR, we just make it with our delivery. So that's the overall setup. I'm going to show how it works now. And the reason I had these guys off. So I'm going to turn them off again. We want all 3 of these guys, all 3 of these workers working now. The botanist, this cleaner, and just this handler, wherever she went. There she is. We always want them to just produce bricks. And this is what we're going to be giving to Benji. You know, this was kind of an excess of the build. I really want this delivery mix, but I don't want to pay my handler and my chemist a total of $500 a day to just stand there and make, like, you know, 20 to 40 delivery mixes a day. Yeah, so that's why we're bricking the excess. That's why these are turned off. So we're going to actually turn them right back on, and I'll show you how it works. But pretty much Eric will take from this shelf before Deborah gets to this shelf. I already have it loaded just for this example. But go ahead and assign the bed to him, and you can do this with any vehicle. You can also make a delivery, but as you see, I'm using my barn for that. Both of the gas marts are at the barn, so we will make our own delivery, which I have set up here. Now, of course, you can use any car. I just had this. Is this a Bulldog? I can't even remember. This is my original world, so I have one of every car. I wanted to try them all out. But if this, see, he's already trying to unload from it. This is just for example. Of course, it's way better to use a Viper, but we're only going to be making 20 because that'll last us a long time. He's going to unload directly from the loading bay, and then the chemist will come start making this. This goes on down the line, and then directly just into this safe. Just like this. We can come pick this up. I already have some in my delivery car. I use the Cheetah. But yeah, that's a complete breakdown. It looks so funny with this car here instead of a van. But yeah, I guess it works. Works for this example. It's kind of ironic because I do have about 20 to 30 Viper bands. I went too crazy with them. But anywho, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this build, let me know. This delivery mix has been working well for me. I think you guys should give it a try. It also, in addition to all the effects, we also get balding. So we'll go ahead and turn. Well, you're not going to be able to see it with my hat. But we'll go ahead and use our elixir here. And yeah, with the 4 buffs we wanted, we're going to be faster. We're going to have more stamina. I think the stamina is punching. Not positive. I got to double check that. Because you have unlimited run, you know. Sneaky, cops won't notice you as much. And I also read that the pickpocket bars are bigger, which they are. Those are huge. And I still missed. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then what's the last effect that we have on here? Oh, anti-gravity. That's right. So you can jump really high. But yeah, this is my delivery mix. I plan to do a video on all the useful effects and all the harmful effects. There's some funny ones. So let me know if you'd like to see that. That's it for today. I'm going to finish running from the cops. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.